You might be curious or scratching your head about why I would use a scene from Boiler Room with the type of videos that I create on this channel, but I promise it's going to be worth the wait if you just keep watching. Last week, I started a series, a two-part series, and this is part 2. Definitely go back and see the other one. But I want to show you the journey of my unlearning that unlocked a 645% increase in my revenue over the span of 12 months with just 4 client cases. So if that interests you, keep on watching. Do you want to know what happens when you get really vulnerable with your clients? Like, what happens when you show them what the financial services industry is really trying to do to them? Well, stay tuned and find out how it turned out for me. Well, if you're new here, you've got to watch part 1 of this series. Just in case you're wondering, I'm a financial professional that has been at this thing for over 20 years. And in 2022, I found out something that absolutely changed my life, really changed the game. I found the truth. No, I'm not talking about Jesus. He already found me a long time ago, but that's another story. I not only found the truth, I spilled the beans to all my existing clients that I've been serving for nearly 7 years in my RIA. Their reaction? Largely receptive. Some didn't care, but some did, and they were extremely grateful for my honesty. Here's the deal. I understand that just about every which way you can enter the financial services industry, you're going to be tempted to sell your soul. Rocco! It either comes in the form of some quota for a product or service that tends to compromise your beliefs about what it means to truly help people as a financial professional. I know this because I felt this way before myself. But here's the deal. When I discovered these 5 truths or principles that I'm about to share with you about what the financial services industry was hiding from my clients, I had to spill the tea to them. So let's go through these 5 principles. You should write these down and be sure to watch video number 1 or part 1 in this series because it's going to really add context to all of this, okay? Okay, first you have to understand that the most important asset is human capital, and therefore it must be protected. Most of you would agree, and that probably looks like something like insurance. Maybe term, maybe permanent, but it's not just about death protection. It's about the ability to have more control over the financial capital that your human capital produces. Number 2, you have to understand that banks want to shut you out from playing the money game. Here's what I mean. Notice that banks want you to make deposits and save your money. There are even headlines in the paper about how the US savings rate has dropped to all-time lows. But banks don't even heed their own advice. As soon as you deposit money, or your clients, with them, they lend it out and proceed to make somewhere between 400 and 1,300% annually by putting your money in motion. Now, number 3, you have to understand the power of the compounding effect on interest as well as opportunity costs. Albert Einstein said it best. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays for it. Everybody has always talked about the beauty of compounding interest, but we don't often talk about the negative impact of compounding opportunity cost. Number 4, you have to understand you don't earn average returns. You earn actual returns. Now, although equities have averaged 8 to 10% for the last 100 plus years, in no given year does anyone actually earn 8, 9, or 10%. It's usually something like up 20, down 10, up 16, down 7. Well, did you know that if you lose 10% one year, that to get back to even, you have to earn more than 10%? The math is actually 11%. I remember working with clients in 2007 and 2008 that were ready to retire, but when the market lost, in some cases 50%, they had to delay their retirement. So this is a perfect example of this notion between average and actual returns and putting all your eggs into the market return basket. You need a better strategy than that. Number 5, which leads to understanding the power of becoming your own bank. okay? Your own source of financing and your own source of control is the power in becoming your own bank. Now, I don't want to leave you hanging here because along with this book, I probably read 8 to 10 others. I also opened up my own policy to understand how it worked even more and consumed hours and hours of videos, including hiring a coach to fast track my learning. Now, although you might want to do that, I'm going to give you a much easier way to implement this with your clients. Are you a financial professional that feels like you're not growing fast enough? I mean, it seems that no matter what you try or how hard you try it, it just doesn't seem to yield the results you hear others have. Well, it's time to change that, my friend. And I want you to double your revenue like my other students. If you're interested in increasing the amount of people that are interested in doing business with you, or increasing the amount of revenue you generate from your existing client base, or increasing your client retention, then I need for you to join me in the 3 Moves Mindset Challenge, where I'm going to show you exactly how to do all of that in just 5 days. If you're ready to grow your business fast, then meet me at the challenge. Now, back to the video. I've created 5 videos that explain each of these principles in greater detail with illustrations, and I'm also going to give you the full letter that I gave to my clients when I dropped this bomb or spilled the tea, as it were. Now, what I like to say is that these 5 major truths or principles are the things that the financial service industry doesn't want your clients to know, but that you have the obligation to tell them, just like I did. And for me, it's been moments of unlearning, discovery, honesty, but at the end of the day, empowerment. Now, if you'd like to see more of this kind of content on how to better serve your clients, how to grow your practice, all this kind of stuff, let me know by liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel, and commenting below. That all helps. It helps the algorithm. You know that, okay? If you watch this now until the end and you're curious on the steps it takes to break away from your existing firm. Maybe you're with a firm that's not quite your zhuzh and you want to move around and you want to start your own firm. Be sure to check out this video here.